Hello, welcome. Today I'm going to show everyone how to make this nice little landing page in Wix. So you've seen a lot of these third-party apps that have these nice multi-link landing pages, and you don't want to lose all that traffic. You want folks to actually come to your website to get quickly navigating around while they're on their phone. So sit back because I'm going to show you in just a few quick steps how you can make this page yourself. So the first thing you want to do under the desktop, remember you can't edit in mobile, you can only edit in desktop when you're adding and removing things. So the first thing you want to do is jump over here, click on your menus and pages, and add a page. Now, because I already had this page created, I could duplicate it, but I'm going to show you how to do it from scratch. So you just want to add a page, and you can call it whatever you want. We'll just call it links. And the other thing you want to do before you kind of leave this section is make sure that it's not in your header and that you have no header or footer. So to do that, all you want to do is first, to remove it from the header on your other pages, hit hide. Remember, we're using this on social media to create a multi-link page. So when folks are on your actual website, they don't want to navigate to that page because those things already exist. So you're going to want to hide it from the header bar, and to remove the header and footer section, you need to click on the little three dots here and go to layouts. Standard is the default in which the header and footer show up, so you're going to want to click this bottom one so that you get rid of that. Now you're all set to start creating. So this is going to be super simple. The first thing you want to do is add an image, so you can add in your logo, headshot, whatever you prefer to do. I've already uploaded my images, so you're going to want to do that, but if you haven't, you can upload them from that screen as well. Here you can resize, make things anything you want them to be. Standard size is usually closer to 100 to 200 depending on what your logo is. So you just kind of want to go by eye here and look and see. And we're going to move that up top for the time being so that it's kind of out of the way. Not all the way to the top. You can also use themed buttons that are kind of already mapped out according to your theme on your website. That's usually easiest to start with and edit. So we can call this website. I'm going to just watch how quickly this comes together. Now, you're going to want to link this to somewhere. For here, you're going to want to link it to the home page. Remember, this page is being used typically in social media where you only have one link. So you definitely want to have your home page as a link. They aren't going to know that it's your existing home page. So, you're just going to link it to your home page, but you can add it to any of these different pages. So if you want people to jump straight to About You, you get the idea. Perfect. Now we just want to make it look pretty, right? So back under design, we've picked this button and we're going to customize it all the way at the bottom. Here you can really play around with the color. Maybe we want to go with that blue color. You can change what font you're using. Now if you've set up a theme, you can use that here. I did not for this particular demonstration. So we're just going to pick the font that I've been using on this site. Don't really want it to be bold, and I do want it to be a little bit bigger, not that big, but a little bit bigger, because remember this is on social media, so you want this to be a quick, easy, clickable button, especially on touchscreen. You're designing for touchscreen here, so you want people to be able to navigate quickly. You don't want it to be small. You can use this little slider here for font size, but I find it's a little bit tricky, so it's a lot easier to just type it in. So let's go for 25 looks good. Now, you can also adjust the hover settings, so maybe you want it to be a different color. You know, when folks are hovering over the button, you can make it the same color. The other thing you can do here is the text. You could change the text color so that it's really apparent, but I feel if you have the fill color, a different color from the regular setting, it's a good indicator to folks that they've actually clicked on that button. All right, I think that's all we're going to do there. we might make this a little bit smaller. And actually, let's make that a little bit rounded. So we're going to go back into customize design. And you would think it's border, but it's not. That's actually just the color around the outside of the button. Here, we want the corners to be a little bit rounded. Actually, probably a lot rounded. So we'll go with 90 to make sure it's this nice bubble, and that matches the rest of our design. So now we've got this first nice button. Again, you can use these settings to make sure that things are all in kind of alignment. You can use your handles here to make things wider or closer. You want it to be pretty easy for people to click on a mobile site, so that looks pretty good to me. Now, all you have to do are use your helpful little shortcuts over here. So you can copy and paste, or in this instance, since you're on the same page, I would just use the duplicate feature. So we can duplicate that a couple of times. Now we have the 3 buttons we needed in just no time at all because we used the duplicate function. So now all we have to do is change this. So maybe you have a newsletter sign up. Oh boy, typing is hard. So we want to sign up for the newsletter, and maybe here we have a podcast. Great, so now we have our language. Let's make sure that we're changing our links. So we'll start with the podcast since we stayed in there. Here you can put in a web address, again, if you have a page on your current page, so we'll just do a fake podcast.com for now. But you get the idea here that you can kind of link to wherever, and then you want to go back to your newsletter, change that link again. Maybe you're using MailChimp, not a sponsor, or an ad, but a pretty popular web page site. So now we have everything that we needed, and we see how quick that came together. Now we just want to work on the styling a little bit here, and we want to be sure that our page isn't very big, because again, remember, using this on mobile, you don't want to scroll on your phone. You want to quickly be able to click lots of links. So we're going to select all of these buttons. So I just held down my shift key as I was clicking through. We can group these together so that we're sure we're similar here. And now we can align them in the center. And we can also move them up and down as a group, right? So we're sure that they're there, that they're spaced out pretty evenly. Once you have the group where you want it, make sure to click your image and then use these nice distribute evenly buttons so that you're sure the spacing is distributed. You can do that with the buttons as well. You just need to ungroup them first. So if you hit distribute evenly, you see how that moved down just a little bit. That gets the spacing 100% accurate for you, and you don't have to do the guesswork. Hit group elements and you're done. So now you can preview this. And remember, we don't really care what it looks like on this particular setting. So on a desktop, most of the time people aren't going to be opening this on a desktop, although they will, so you need to look at it. But this is again for social media, so we want to see how does it look on a phone. Now, Wix can be a little bit tricky, as you'll see. It's not exactly spaced out like it was over here. We had a bit more space. So the nice thing is when you change it on mobile,